This is Abe Freetanzer from Awards Radar, and I'm thrilled to be speaking with Diane Guerrero about her new film, Encanto. How are you today, Diane?
I'm so good. Nice to meet you.
You too. What made you want to do this film?
I love to sing. I am just, this is my story, you know? This is a story that I want to watch. This is like all I talk about. All I talk about is about family reunification and wanting to be close to my family. And I love magic and I love Disney and I love singing. And I mean, this is just such an epic moment for me. I can't believe this is happening. I dreamt of this moment my entire life. To like actually be a Disney princess is incredible. And I love that we are, just telling a different narrative, a narrative that's never been told in Disney. And yeah, it's just an incredible opportunity to introduce audiences to just new stories.
Yeah. And how do you think it compares to past Disney films? Are there any that are sort of like it, or really is just breaking new ground?
I mean, no, certainly not for Disney animation. I think it's definitely something new. I mean, I saw the Three Caballeros, which is one of my favorite ones, actually, but no, it's not, actually that's the thing, right? It's like every Disney movie is not like the other, right? They're all so different. I mean, even thinking about Three Caballeros, and there was so much music in that, and so much Latin music, and they explored so many different countries in South America and Central America, and that was so beautiful to see. And I haven't seen anything like that in a very long time, and it's just done in a complete different way than Encanto is. So that's what I really admire about Disney and why it's always captivated my heart. It's because every time I'm watching, even though it is based on fairy tale and family and perseverance and love, every story is just so different. So I'm really happy that this that I get to tell a new story in the within the Disney family.
That's really great.
Yeah.
And you play someone who comes off as perfect and flawless. How much are you like this character, and what was sort of a stretch to play?
It was not a stretch. It was not a stretch because I feel like I've definitely used that's definitely like a defense mechanism, right? The defense mechanism of being perfect so that you are not tampered with, so that you are not messed with, almost like no one can say anything to me. I think that's that's sometimes a role that is given to you, but also a role that you can assimilate, because sometimes it's just easier just to appear like everything is fine and like you can do it, the thing, whatever the thing is. And I feel like that was very much me for a while. I didn't know that I was striving for perfection, but certainly now learning a lot about, mental health and like kind of in some of the ways that I was holding myself back in terms of like being free and fully liberated and fully accepting my whole self. I was definitely striving for perfection. So that's definitely very much like the character.
That's great. And it reminds me a lot of your characters that you've played in Jane the Virgin or Orange is the New Black. But I've been watching you a lot more recently on Doom Patrol, which is a completely different sort of look at mental health in a bit of a, super powered kind of way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. Isabella does remind me a lot of, the character on Orange is the New Black and on Jane. Yeah. Oh, and sorry, on Jane the Virgin. Absolutely. And actually I was staying away from that character after Orange and Jane. I was like, okay, that's why I went to like such a departure to Doom Patrol, which Crazy Jane is a very intense character and shows a lot of emotion and almost in an uncontrollable way. But as soon as Disney called and like, so there's this like character and she's perfect, I'm like, I'm perfect. I can totally do this. And it's just that I love that it's like she's perfect and seemingly perfect, but she's shattering that, right? And that's what I want audiences to take away. It's like, you don't have to be perfect. You can explore, you can be yourself, and you can, fall and have disagreements with your family and make up and find that is the true power. That is your power, is love, and the love that you have for one another.
And this film and that message actually reminds me of another performance of yours I've seen, not your role, but the movie, and that's in Blastbeat. Which I don't know. I wish that movie had been seen where I saw it at Sundance. I really enjoyed it. I know it got a release, but do you think that we're seeing a lot more stories these days that are really spotlighting different communities and stories that not everybody would really think about?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think we're striving for that, right? I think that we're all very hungry for, not to follow this like idea of like what is marketable, what, people want. It's like, you don't know what people want. People want like real stories. People want to hear different narratives. Blastbeat was such an interesting project. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that. We mixed the Spanish language and the English language together, and it wasn't, it didn't need an explanation, that was an interesting project for me. I played a mom, so of like very older, much older kids. They were like everybody was like, we were like, I was older than them really, but I was just like, I think I could play your sister. But I think they fuzzed me out a lot in the movie, but I try to channel my mother as much as possible.
And you opened this interview by saying that you get to sing in this film. What was it like to, work with Lin-Manuel and just get to sing some of these songs?
Incredible. I can't even freaking believe it. I'm like, what? Me? You chose me? I can't believe it. I'm actually, I started singing. I didn't start with acting. Singing was like my vocation, really. I went to a performance arts high school. I was in the music department, the vocal department. I was voted most likely to be on Broadway. Okay. And so this is like the closest thing to Broadway that I have. And so, slowly but surely my dreams are coming true. It's incredible to work with such a, just such a creative mind and just dedicated person to this craft. It was so inspiring, and I just feel so lucky. And I just want to keep on doing this work. It's incredible.
That's really great.
Yeah.
Encanto opens exclusively in theaters on Wednesday, November 24th. It was great to speak to you, Diane. I wish you plenty of luck in the future.
Thank you so much. Nice talking to you.